Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. बैठें. Be seated. Dr. Shabir Sahib, tilawat.
Assalamu alaikum. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ليس البر أن تولوا وجوهكم قبل المشرق والمغرب ولكن البر من آمن بالله واليوم الآخر والملائكة والكتاب والنبيين وآتى المال على حبه ذي القربى واليتامى والمساكين وابن السبيل والسائلين وفي الرقاب وأقام الصلاة وآتى الزكاة والموفون بعهدهم إذا عاهدوا والصابرين في البأساء والضراء وحين البأس أولئك الذين صدقوا وأولئك هم المتقون.
Translation, Dr. Habib Yaqeen Sahib.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. English translation, Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 178. Righteousness is not that you turn your faces to the east or to the west, but true righteousness are those who believe in Allah and the last day, and the angels, and the book, and the prophets, and spend their wealth for the love of Him on the kindred, and the orphans, and the needy, and the wayfarer, and those who ask, and for procuring the freedom of captives, and who observe prayer and pay the zakat. And whenever they make a promise, carry it out, and are steadfast in adversity and under affliction and in battle. It is these who have proved faithful, and it is these who are righteous. Assalamu alaikum.
Conference report, Ahmadiyya Sahib.
Assalamu alaikum. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the ever merciful, beloved Hazrat Amirul Mu'mineen Ayyadullah Ta'ala bin Nasr al-Aziz, respected delegates and guests, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. We are deeply humbled and honored to have our beloved Hazur Aqdas amongst us at the Humanity First International Conference 2025. By the sheer grace of Allah the Almighty, we gather today to celebrate 30 years of Humanity First, 3 decades of service driven by faith and guidance from beloved Hazur. This gathering marks the completion of a successful yet emotional 3 days filled with reflection, gratitude, and renewed hope for the future. Over 500 delegates from 50 countries joined us, representing every region, and over 20 countries joined us virtually. Participants reflected upon key achievements in disaster relief, healthcare, education, water for life, food security, and community care programs that have collectively relieved the lives of more than 17 million people worldwide. Delegates revisited the remarkable journey that began in 1992 with the foresight of Hazrat Khalifatul Masih Rabi Rahmullah, a concept that has flourished under the continuous prayers, guidance, and the leadership of our beloved Hazrat Khalifatul Masih al-Khamis. May Allah be his helper. Some of our key sessions highlighted the work both completed and ongoing in Gaza, the Gambia, Benin, Guatemala, Ivory Coast, Indonesia, and French Guiana. These sessions reminded us that behind every statistic is a human story. A mother drawing clean water for the first time, a student fulfilling the dream of becoming a doctor, a refugee rebuilding life with dignity. These moving accounts reaffirmed a timeless truth: when service is carried out with complete humility and solely for the sake of Allah, miracles do happen. The conference also discussed Humanity First 5-year strategic vision 2026 to 2030, built on these 3 key pillars: sustainable impact, innovation in service, and human capital development. Ambitious yet achievable goals have been set to establish 10 new hospitals and clinics, including the inauguration of our landmark hospital in Ivory Coast early next year. 50+ new schools, skill center, and 1,000 additional water projects alongside new regional coordination hubs in Africa, Asia, and Latin America. These aspirations are not merely organizational goals, but are deeply rooted in the teaching of Islam, which places service to humanity at the heart of our faith. The Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, peace and blessing be upon him, taught that the best of people are those who are most beneficial to others. Beloved Hazur, your constant guidance to uphold humility, integrity, and transparency remains our moral compass for Humanity First, reminding us that our work is not for worldly recognition, but for attaining nearness of Allah. As this historic conference comes to an end, we bow our heads in deep gratitude to Allah the Almighty for granting us the honor of serving His creation. With hearts overflowing with love, we express our profound devotion to our beloved Hazur for his prayers, trust, and unwavering encouragement. I extend our heartfelt appreciation to all our office bearers and volunteers across the world whose tireless efforts form the backbone of this mission. to our donors and partners for their unwavering generosity, and to every humble soul whose unseen sacrifice allows Humanity First to thrive. May Allah the Almighty accept our humble efforts, bless Humanity First to continue serving with sincerity and compassion, and may Allah enable us always to remain obedient servants of Khilafat Ahmadiyya. Ameen. Beloved Hazur, we most humbly request for your prayers for our volunteers, donors, and all those striving to serve in the cause of humanity. Jazakumullah.
Video, 30 years of MTA.
बॉस्निया के मुसलमानों की हालत दिन ब दिन बद से बदतर होती चली जा रही है। कौमी तौर पर उनको मिटा कर सफ़े हस्ती से कुल्लियतन मिटा देने का मंसूबा है जो खुल रहा है सामने। जमात अहमदिया बड़ी देर से कोशिश कर रही थी कि किसी तरह हमारा राब्ता हो, हम खुद वहाँ पहुँचें और ख़िदमतें कर सकें। तो जमात अहमदिया को पूरे ज़ोर से अब कोशिश करके बैनुल अक़वामी ख़िदमत खल्क़ के इदारा कायम करना चाहिए कि जिस तरह रेड क्रॉस वगैरह इंटरनेशनल सोसाइटीज़ हैं, तो जमात अहमदिया को अब वक्त आ गया है कि अपनी आज़ाद सोसाइटी बनानी चाहिए।
That day, a movement was born.
बहुत इनायत आप लोगों की, बहुत मेहरबानी, बहुत लुत्फ आया। इसमें तो हमारा बस नहीं था, आखिरी शेर जो अंदर होता है। खुदा हाफिज़, खुदा हाफिज़।
Young volunteers responded immediately. Even before Humanity First was officially registered, teams from the UK and Germany organized convoys to war-torn Bosnia and Croatia. In 1993, the first official convoy set out from Bradford in the UK, 2 trucks and a minibus packed with food, medicine and clothing. Their journey was perilous. Convoys crossed active conflict zones, maneuvered past destroyed bridges and sniper fire. One volunteer recounted a bullet smashing concrete inches from his head. Still, they pressed on, delivering life-saving aid to Sarajevo during its record-breaking siege, and comforting families in refugee camps who had lost everything. In 1995, Humanity First became an official charity in the UK. For its first decade, Humanity First specialized in disaster response. When the 2001 Gujarat earthquake killed 20,000 people, the charity treated 23,000 patients and served 14,000 meals a day. After the devastating 2004 Boxing Day tsunami, teams were among the first on the ground, setting up medical camps and restoring water systems. When the 2005 Kashmir earthquake hit, volunteers arrived within 72 hours, treating 75,000 patients and building a tent city for 800 families. But the need for long-term solutions became clear. One turning point was in the Gambia, 2005. Humanity First built the Masroor Senior Secondary School, starting with 160 students in a single room. But volunteers didn't move on. They stayed, trained teachers, built libraries and science labs. Today, 1,300 students attend one of the nation's top-ranked schools. In Pakistan's Tharparkar Desert, residents walked hours daily for contaminated water. Humanity First didn't just deliver trucks, they drilled 1,250 permanent wells. Now, 2 million people have clean water close to home.
Only a person who has a sincere love for humankind and feels the anguish of God's creation can be caring and sympathetic. Such profound love for humanity is only possible if your heart is pure and free from malice and selfishness.
Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen.
In Guatemala, the opening of the Nasser Hospital in 2018 meant the region's first full-service facility, serving 85,000 patients so far. Humanity First had evolved from emergency aid to community transformation, from putting out fires to preventing them. The spirit behind this work is unique. More than 90% of donations go directly to the field. No executive salaries, minimal overhead. Volunteers for these projects often pay their own way. When the 2014 Ebola epidemic struck West Africa, as many international groups withdrew, Humanity First volunteers stayed, testing patients, supporting orphans, and educating 500,000 people. During the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020, teams pivoted within days, launching food banks, delivering over 11 million meals, and getting PPE to 152 hospitals. At the Ukraine-Poland border in 2022, a volunteer-run medical clinic operated non-stop for displaced families. After the Turkey-Syria earthquake in 2023, 200,000 meals were served and thousands received medical care. In Gaza, volunteers continue to deliver life-saving aid under the most difficult conditions. What connects every mission is a belief. Serving others is not charity, but duty. Humanity knows no borders, and the real gift is the opportunity to serve.
If we claim to be true Muslims, it is our obligation and paramount duty to assist all people who are facing difficulties. We should be there to wipe away the tears of those who have been heartbroken and vulnerable.
Humanity First is now global, but its founding mission is unchanged. 30 years, 100 schools built, 6,000 water systems installed, sight restored to thousands, 284 disasters answered in 111 countries. Wherever suffering exists, Humanity First will be there, because the call to put humanity first still echoes 30 years on.
Honorable Stephen Letter, Ontario Minister of Energy. Ontario Minister of Energy of Canada.
Good evening, Your Holiness, Harzur. It is an honor to be with you, Dr. Ahmed, the Chairman, Dr. Dowd, the Chairman of the Canadian Humanity First, and with so many amazing women and men who make a difference in the world. My name is Stephen Lecce. I am the elected member of Provincial Parliament for King and Vaughan, where the Peace Village I proudly represent Peace Village in Ontario's legislature. And I'm here as a proud Canadian, as a cabinet minister, but most importantly today as a almost 10-year-long volunteer of Humanity First. And I want to say you are the constant. You are the light. When those afflicted by war and natural disaster, the one constant in the world, in all regions of the globe, often the first to respond, are these selfless, courageous volunteers, doctors, engineers, lay people, everyone, young and old, stepping up to inject compassion and opportunity and dignity back to the world. And I want to salute you for advancing a mission that can unite us all. It is service to the sick, service to the oppressed, and service to all of humanity. And I have seen firsthand the work you do in Canada alone, serving hundreds and hundreds of families every single week. No one is immune to the challenges of the world. But I came on behalf of all Canadians to say thank you to this amazing organization. 30 years of impact, 20 years in Canada of making a difference. And it is a true special opportunity to salute your work, to reaffirm the important message of the Jamaat of love for all, hatred for none. This is the unity the world needs more of. And so I thank you. I thank you for your leadership, Your Holiness, for inspiring us, for modeling the way as was mentioned earlier. And I thank you all for being examples of humanity, of compassion in action, and of the best of our values. Thank you all, Jazakallah, and God bless all of you. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Sir Ed Davis video message.
Assalamu alaikum. Good evening. Thank you for gathering to mark 30 years of Humanity First. I'm sorry I can't be with you, but I want to say a few words about just how important this work you are doing is. Humanity First was built on volunteers who give their time and expertise without hesitation. Its impact is clear in clinics, schools, and community projects across the world, improving daily life where support is scarce. Your relief work in Gaza shows the same resolve, offering care and protection where both are in short supply. Thank you for everything you have given over these 3 decades. The people you've helped and the communities you've strengthened speak volumes and speak for themselves. I look forward to seeing Humanity First continue to stand with those who depend on your support. Thank you.
Certificates and trophy, recognition of volunteers. यही है, आखिरी यही है ना, इसके बाद तो कोई नहीं ना, इतना बारीक लिखा हुआ मुझे पढ़ा भी नहीं जा रहा। ठीक है।
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. Beloved Hazur, with your permission, we'd like to start the volunteer awards ceremony. The first award is to Akbar Ahmed Sahib for services to Humanity First, Pakistan. Next, Baba Travali Sahib for services to Humanity First International and Chairman of Humanity First, the Gambia. Kandali Lubis Sahib for services as Chairman of Humanity First, Indonesia. Muhammad Attar Zubair Sahib for services as Chairman, Humanity First, Germany. Muhammad Hamad Hatter Sahib for services as Trustee of Humanity First, International. Beloved Hazur, there are some awards to Lajna members, and I request those to be collected on their behalf. Mrs. Mehbooda Sethi Sahiba for services as caretaker of the orphanage of Benin and I'd like to request Dr. Waleed Sahib to collect it on her behalf. Nomana Musarrat Khan Sahiba for services as Director of Operations of Humanity First Canada, and I'd like to request Aslam Daud Sahib to collect on her behalf. Nudrat Salik Sahiba for services as Director of Finance of Humanity First USA, and I'd like to request Sahibzada Waleed Sahib to collect it on her behalf. Mansoor Ahmed Shah Sahib for services to Humanity First International. Munim Naim Sahib for services to Humanity First USA. Dr. Aslam Daud Sahib for services to Humanity First Canada. Dr. Aziz Hafiz Sahib for services to Humanity First UK. Majid Khan Sahib for services to HF Healthcare Services. Khalid Hayat Sahib for services as Chairman of Humanity First Bosnia. Fazil Ahmed Sahib for services as Director of Operations of Humanity First International. Sayyid Tahir Ahmed Sahib for services as Director of Administration, Humanity First International. Dr. Masood Al Hassan Noori Sahib for services as Chairman of Humanity First Pakistan. Nasir Deen Sahib for services as Vice Chair of the Board of Humanity First International.
أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Today, with the grace of Allah, you have gathered not only to mark and celebrate the 30th anniversary of Humanity First, but more importantly, to express your deep gratitude to Allah the Almighty and to renew your pledge to serve humanity. Certainly, I sincerely hope that everyone present has attended this conference with this spirit and intention. Humanity First was founded by Hazrat Khalifatul Masih Rabi, Rahimahullah Ta'ala, with the far-sighted vision that a distinct humanitarian organization should be set up to further the Jamaat's efforts to serve humanity, particularly in situations where it could not directly intervene. Thus, you must never lose sight of the noble objective with which Humanity First was established. Unquestionably, inspiring true service to humanity amongst his followers was a core objective of the advent of the promised Messiah, al-Islam. He repeatedly emphasized the necessity of helping those in need. For example, on one occasion, the Prophet Messiah al-Islam said, "All those who associate yourselves with me must show true compassion to all people, regardless of their religion. You must show kindness to everyone without any discrimination, as this is the teaching of the Holy Quran. As Allah the Almighty says, and they feed for the love of Him, the poor, the orphan, and the prisoner." Chapter 76, verse 9. Elaborating on this Quranic verse, the Prophet Messiah al-Islam explained that a true believer does not help only his own people, but serve all people in need. Thus, though captives and prisoners were often disbelievers, Allah, the Almighty, instructed Muslims to discharge their rights and fulfill their needs to the highest possible degree. In light of this, the Prophet Messiah al-Islam further said, "So observe the unparalleled extent of Islam's compassion for all people. Thus, in my view, the perfect moral teaching has been granted exclusively to Islam. Service to humanity, therefore, is a fundamental teaching of the Holy Quran." Moreover, throughout his life, the Holy Prophet ﷺ exemplified this teaching. His heart was forever consumed by a desire to aid and assist all impoverished and vulnerable people, regardless of whether they were Muslims, Christians, Jews, disbelievers, or followers of any other faith. In this era, to revive and uphold the principle of serving mankind selflessly, Allah the Almighty sent the Prophet Messiah al-Islam, and it was to further this objective that Humanity First was established. Consequently, having associated themselves with the Prophet Messiah al-Islam, every Ahmadi must consider it a sacred duty to personify these benevolent teachings and tirelessly strive to alleviate human suffering. Speaking of this duty, the Prophet Messiah al-Islam states, "The most perilous and arduous challenge is to fulfill the rights of mankind." Because this is a test and trial that one is faced with at all times and remains constantly before a person. Therefore, he says, therefore one ought to tread very carefully and be mindful when taking any step in this regard. The Prophet Messiah al-Islam continues to love mankind and to show compassion to others is an immense form of worship of God Almighty and an outstanding means of attaining His pleasure and rewards. On another occasion, the Prophet Messiah al-Islam elaborated further. He said, Allah the Almighty repeatedly commands that, irrespective of religion or ethnicity, you should show love and compassion to all people. Allah commands us to feed the hungry, free those shackled in bondage, pay off the arrears of those mired in debt, shoulder the burden of others, and truly fulfill the duties owed to mankind. These teachings are all rooted in the Holy Quran and found their perfect manifestation and expression through the life and character of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Thus, do not consider Humanity First as just another charity or aid agency. Rather, directly underpinning its mission are the commands of Allah, the blessed practice of the Holy Prophet ﷺ, and the teachings of the Prophet Messiah ﷺ. Unlike worldly organizations, Humanity First does not serve humanity to garner fame or recognition. Rather, its every act of service rises purely from a devotion to Allah, the Almighty, and is inspired by His command to tend to the wounds of His creation. Furthermore, always remember that unless Humanity First stays firmly attached and aligned with the Jamaat, nothing shall distinguish it from other charities or aid agencies. A few years ago, executives in Humanity First formed the opinion that Humanity First was completely independent of the Jamaat. The reality is, and always shall be, that Humanity First's direct association with the Jamaat is a source of divine blessings and a means of pride and honor for it. Accordingly, never discard or sever your link with the Jamaat of the Prophet Messiah ﷺ, as our objective is one and the same: to serve humanity without distinction of caste, creed, or color. As I mentioned, this is why Humanity First was established by Hazrat Khalifatul Masih, Rabi Rahimahullah Ta'ala. So, be in no doubt that as long as you maintain this link and prize your association with the Jamaat and continue to seek the guidance and instruction of Khilafat, your work and efforts will continue to be blessed, inshallah. In terms of the milestone itself, undoubtedly, with the grace of Allah, Humanity First has progressed by leaps and bounds over the past 30 years, from very modest and humble beginnings. Initially, Humanity First's total budget was barely a few £1,000 or dollars, or at the most, after some time, a few £100,000. Hence, its initial projects were very small scale and extremely limited in scope. Yet today, 3 decades on, Humanity First has risen to a level where its annual budget is now in the millions. In fact, some individual Humanity First country budgets have been reached millions of pounds or dollars. This is purely due to the grace and mercy of Allah. At the same time, Humanity First's budget and resources remain far less than those of many other humanitarian organizations. Yet, you are all witness to how Allah the Almighty has blessed the work and efforts of Humanity First manifold. This is because the sole objective of those who serve in it is to gain the nearness and rewards of Allah and to be the inheritors of the prayers of the Holy Prophet ﷺ and the Prophet Messiah ﷺ. Indeed, far bigger and more prominent charities often approach Humanity First and ask how we are achieving such large objectives. Or they ask how we gain access to certain places which they could not, despite their multi-million pound budgets and enormous resources. Always remember that your every success flows directly from the boundless grace of Allah, the Almighty, and because you are supported by the prayers of the Khalifa of the time and millions of Ahmadis around the world. Thus, as long as Humanity First continues to seek and follow the guidance of Khilafat and work with an earnest desire to serve others purely for the sake of Allah, it shall continue to flourish and progress. According to the reports sent to me by the chairman of the Humanity First International, it is clear that Humanity First is now engaged in many different areas of service, including healthcare, education, and other humanitarian fields. For example, its disaster relief teams have served with immense courage and commitment in some of the most challenging environments around the world. Additionally, permanent projects such as the establishment of hospitals, schools, and orphanages, and the provision of clean water and sanitation in remote areas have yielded excelled and life-changing results. Have yielded excellent and life-changing results. All Humanity First countries have contributed to these efforts, though the United Kingdom, Germany, Canada, and the United States have made particularly significant contribution over the years. In 2018, Humanity First established a state-of-the-art hospital in Guatemala, which has since been extended. Furthermore, another large-scale hospital project is nearing completion in the Ivory Coast. Yet, far more importantly than the physical structures of the bricks and steel are the compassionate hearts that serve within them, the doctors, nurses, staff, and volunteers. Thus, where I am sure you will furnish the new hospital with excellent equipment, the doctors and staff must not only be professionally competent, but must also hold a heartfelt commitment to serving humanity and easing human suffering. Certainly, I believe that the care, compassion, and dedication patients receive at our hospitals and clinics is unrivaled. If I'm wrong, and this is not always the case, the Humanity First management should address it immediately. The true large-scale hospital projects each cost millions of dollars, I think, but Humanity First does not have the resources to build such facilities everywhere. Thus, moving forward, we should strategically allocate your resources to maximize impact. Focus on building smaller hospitals or even clinics with 8 to 10 beds. Such facilities can be built at a fraction of the cost compared to large-scale hospitals. This strategy will ensure a broader reach into local communities. Patients will be able to access vital primary care locally and may be referred to larger facilities for advanced treatments where needed. For example, in the Ivory Coast, local clinics can be established within range of the new hospital offering basic services and primary care. If required, patients can be referred to the main hospitals. Therefore, do not think that because you have built 2 very large hospitals, it would be a backward step if you now build smaller hospitals or clinics. At a Jamaat level, we have built indoor medical facilities comprising 5 to 10 beds that are providing quality care to local communities, and we have received very positive feedback. In the developing world, often lives are lost because patients lack access to such basic services or primary care. So, I reiterate that Humanity First should look to develop such clinics or smaller hospitals in different countries. With the grace of Allah, Humanity First is running many other excellent programs. For example, Humanity First Germany has established orphanages in Africa, which provide compassionate care and support to many vulnerable children. Furthermore, for several years, Humanity First has run eye clinics and camps through the Gift of Sight programs, in which thousands of people have had their sight restored or improved. Beyond these crucial ongoing programs, Humanity First's mission also requires it to mobilize immediately to meet the urgent and often unexpected needs of the time. Thus, with the grace and mercy of Allah, over the past 2 years, in response to the devastating and horrific situation to Gaza, Humanity First UK has provided excellent and devoted service and resolutely faced some of the most horrendous and dangerous possible conditions. In reality, it is the local Humanity First team on the ground in Gaza who are especially deserving of our thanks and prayers. With remarkable courage and dignity, and without any consideration for their own comfort or safety, they have selflessly served the local people. They have been motivated and driven only by a profound desire to demonstrate the mercy and compassion at the heart of Islamic teachings. May Allah, the Almighty, reward them and keep them all in His protection. During the course of the conflict, I have myself seen how some members of the Humanity First team in Gaza have physically weakened. They are sacrificing their own well-being and health for the sake of others. Yet they have never once wavered or shirked their responsibilities. As a result, they have provided food, water, supplies, and other and shelters to thousands of people in desperate need. Every penny spent by Humanity First in Gaza has reached the people on the ground, bringing them desperately needed comfort and relief. Indeed, other well-known aid agencies and charities have commended Humanity First's efforts, and I'm sure the relevant UN agencies will also testify to this if they are fair and honest. Regarding Humanity First UK, the ladies' team is working with great dedication and passion. MashaAllah. They have done excellent work in recent years. I'm sure the women serving in Humanity First in other countries are also serving with great dedication. May Allah bless them all and enable them to increase their services in future. Thus, there is no doubt that with the grace of Allah, the scope of Humanity First's work around the world is undoubtedly continuing to grow. As I said, the budget that was once in the thousands has now reached millions, and one day, inshallah, will reach billions. However, irrespective of finances, it is essential that all members of Humanity First always manifest an unwavering passion and commitment for serving others. Serving humanity is not a fleeting objective that comes and goes like the wind. Rather, it is a lifelong challenge, one that requires consistency and unshakable steadfastness. So it should not be that you work for a few days and then get tired or move on to something else. Furthermore, at every turn, you must seek the help of Allah. All your work should be conducted with humility and prayers. You should not desire worldly plaudits or praise. Rather, your only motivation should be gaining the love, nearness, and rewards of Allah, the Almighty, and a desire to fulfill the commands of the Holy Prophet ﷺ and the teachings of the Prophet ﷺ. Thus, now you have reached 30 years of service. Do not rest on your laurels or lie back in satisfaction. Instead, always look forward. Now is the time to plan for the next 3 decades. Now is the time to develop a clear vision for the future and to set ambitious goals. Now is the time to take Humanity First to the next level. Your aim should be that the humanitarian services of Humanity First do not just increase gradually, but increase exponentially in the years ahead. Only then will this milestone and commemoration hold real value. Before concluding, I also wish to mention the volatility and instability of the world today. It is no exaggeration to say that the global economic and political situation is increasingly uncertain. Conflicts are erupting around the world. I have said many times, I fear we are drawing ever closer to a catastrophic world war. And if and when such a war occurs, resources will be scarce. Money or valuables will be of little value. Thus, Humanity First should prepare a comprehensive plan for how it will function and provide aid to those in war zones and affected areas. Whilst your disaster relief teams have some experience in responding to the earthquakes, tsunamis, floods, and other natural disasters, the fallout from a world war would be on a completely different scale. It would present an unprecedented, precarious, and complex challenge unlike anything you will have encountered in the past. Indeed, it is even possible that Humanity First workers could lose their lives or severely injured in the course of their duties. Thus, you must plan meticulously and train your teams rigorously so they are prepared as much as possible. You should identify the specific areas where you can help, as it will not be possible for Humanity First to cover everything. Your priority should remain saving lives and alleviating suffering. I know some contingency planning has already been done, but it should be reviewed and developed further. Remember, at a time of profound crisis, selfish people look to protect themselves and their own interests. But as members of Humanity First, you must always set aside your own interests and needs for the sake of others. With these words, I pray that may Allah the Almighty accept and reward every sincere contribution, sacrifice, and act of service offered by Humanity First over the past 30 years. May all members of Humanity First, wherever they may be, serve with ever greater distinction and devotion. And may Humanity First always live up to the noble aspiration with which it was founded. And may Allah the Almighty enable Humanity First to shine as a beacon of hope and mercy for generations to come. Amen. Now join me in silent prayer. Ameen.